Today we're going to be replacing the headliner on the STI. I know a lot of you wanted me to stay with the galaxy theme, so I actually did. I just went for a realistic galaxy rather than the animated galaxy that's in the headliner right now. A couple quick things. My last fabric I got through Joann's, which it was pretty good fabric, but I found a different website called Spoonflower. I will put their link on the description. The thing I liked about Spoonflower was it is a custom order, so you browse through all their designs, you choose a design, and then you choose whatever kind of cotton or whatever kind of fabric that you want to print it on. With the cotton spandex jersey, I don't know what it is, but it stretches. That's one thing I didn't like about the fabric from Joann's. There was no stretch to it, so you can see creases and folds where certain parts where the fabric had a curve. Another thing, when I put that fabric in, I actually had to fix it 5 times when it would get too hot or whatever, the glue would give out. I tried every glue you think of over counter. I tried 3M, all the level strengths, the Super 90, all that, Loctite. But I did some research and I found this Permatex headliner and carpet adhesive. I have high hopes for this, that it's gonna hold up. And if you guys have any questions of how it holds up, you can just ask me and I'll let you know. Another thing I did like about Spoonflower was there's no break in the pattern. So they show you a picture of what the design's gonna look like. When you order more than a yard, obviously they just keep continuing it. But when you look throughout the whole fabric, there's no point where the pattern breaks and starts over again. Keep in mind though, if you do order through Spoonflower, it is a completely custom order. So I think on their website they say it takes anywhere from 1 week to 3 weeks for them to print it and prepare it for shipment. All right, so let's go outside and remove the headliner and the side panels and start peeling off the old fabric. It's the first thing we're gonna remove are these pillars. Basically just held in by I believe it's 3 or 4 pop clips. So you just grab the top, pull, and it should just come right out. Once you pop them out of the way, so there's 1, 2, another one at the bottom. This part, you just pull out. So there's 1. And then we're gonna do the same for the driver's side pillar. Just pull, and wiggle out. There we go. Next up, we're gonna remove the visors. There's 1 and 2 on that side. Phillips head screws that we need to remove. Once you do get the cover removed, there's going to be a small little clip that goes to the lights. It's just a little pocket you're going to lift up here and it should come right off. Now we're going to take the one in the middle off. So basically the same thing. We're going to shove the flathead in here, pop off the cap, and there's going to be 2 screws that we're going to have to remove. So once you remove it, just like the first one, it also has a clip that goes to the lights. So you're going to shove the screwdriver in here, you're going to give it some room, and you're going to tug on it and it comes right off. Now we're going to remove the seat belts and the middle pillars. So you're going to go ahead and remove this cap. If yours is stuck, go ahead and use your flathead to pop it off. And then you're going to take a 14mm socket and you're going to take these off. So once you have this off, just like the front pillars, they just pop off with the pop clips. So you're going to go ahead and remove them and pull out. And then you're just going to go ahead and repeat it for the passenger side. For the rear, it's pretty much the same thing. We're going to go ahead and pop this off again, and we're going to use that 14mm and take that off. We're just going to go ahead and pop off the rear pillar. Once again, it just pops out. You pop it off, and remove the pillar. You're going to notice that there's one of these on every seat, 4 all the way around. So the way to take them off is you go to the side, you're going to pop this up, you're going to scoot it out the way, and you're going to notice that there's a Phillips head screw. There's 2 on each, so we're going to go ahead and remove all of those. There's only 2 more things holding it up. There's this 1 clip right here in the middle. We're going to go ahead and pop that off. And the last thing, just like in the front, except there's 4 clips all along the rear. Unlike the front though, you guys should know that these you are going to have to remove with a flathead screwdriver. We're going to start peeling with the headliner. I think I'm going to start peeling from the middle out. The reason for this is that when I bought my fabric from Joann's to do this, it actually wasn't wide enough to cover the entire headliner with 1 pass, so I actually had to use 2 sections and seam them in the middle. The one thing that I do like about the new fabric that I got from Spoonflower is that it is more than wide enough to just cover it, so I won't have to worry about this at all, because I never really liked how this looked and it was just more work. I'm just go ahead and start peeling it from here, and hopefully we don't run into issues. I got the fabric laid out on top. We're gonna do half to the front first, and then we're gonna let it sit to dry, and then we're gonna do the second half. So we're gonna pull this back, let it sit right there, apply even overlapping coats. And I'll start smoothing it out from the middle out. Alright, so once you got all your fabric down, the only thing that's left is all the hose for the dome light, the visors, and the front dome light. So I'm just going to take a blade and I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And once you cut them out, this should be your finished project. For the pillars, it's entirely up to you if you want to wrap them as well. You can spray paint them or leave them how they are. I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys one, and then you guys pretty much get the rest. So it's pretty much the same process. Peel it off. Product. I didn't show you guys how I did the sun visors, and that's because I didn't do them the way you're supposed to. Now I want to show you guys that way. With a lot of newer cars, it's actually fairly easy. You just pop it open and it breaks into two plastic halves. And all you do is peel away the old fabric, and then when you have your new fabric, you just fold the flaps in with adhesive and then shut the visor, and then you're done. But with older cars and Subarus like mine, that's actually not the case. You actually have to stitch it up like a sleeve, and once it gets to the edges, so say I made this all one sleeve, once I slip it on, after I stitched it up, I slip it on, whatever's left I have to stitch and then cut off. Kind of on a time crunch. I just got off work and tomorrow is IFO, so I don't want to show up with no visors. I don't have the time to go and get a sewing machine and go. Since you guys are gonna ask, I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you guys. Basically what I did was I grabbed my visors, I sprayed them down with adhesive, I sprayed the fabric down with adhesive, I went ahead and smoothed it out, put it all in, and on the ends I just pinched it to where it all bonded together. And once that was done, I just went ahead and clipped all the leftover edges, and it actually didn't turn out pretty bad, but like I said, that's not the way to do it. After IFO, I'm gonna have a little bit of downtime before my next show. I may go ahead and do it the right way, or depending on how it holds up, I may just leave them like that for the time being until I decide to redo my headliner again. I recommend you guys to get a spandex blend or something that stretches. It'll save you guys a lot of hassle. So I won't be able to videotape me installing it, just because I'm kind of in a hurry and there's not much light, so you guys won't be able to see much. But I will go ahead and give you guys some shots of it up at IFO tomorrow before I do post this video, just so you can see how it looks once it's all installed. You guys can just comment, DM me on Instagram, and I'll let you guys know or walk you through whatever it is that you're confused about. Like I said, I will have the spray adhesive link under in the bio of this video, as well as Spoonflower where I got this fabric.